Arjun Mehta was once a man who had it all. At just 32, he was the CEO of a successful tech startup in Mumbai. His days were packed with meetings, stock updates, and interviews. His bank balance was overflowing. Luxury cars lined his driveway, and he lived in a penthouse that kissed the clouds. People admired him, envied him, and wanted to be him. But inside, Arjun felt hollow. He had no time for friends, no one to call late at night when anxiety clutched his chest, and no peace. He lived a life of constant hustle, convincing himself that success was everything. Until one morning changed everything. It began with a call. "Sir, there's been a fire at the company office. The server room is gone. We lost all the back-end systems." Arjun rushed to the scene. Flames, smoke, sirens. It was chaos. His life's work, everything he had built, was reduced to ashes within hours. And that was just the beginning. Within days, investors began pulling out. Clients lost faith. The media started tearing into him. And as if fate had more tests planned, his accounts were frozen due to an internal audit error. Lawsuits followed. Employees left. Within 3 months, Arjun Mehta went from billionaire CEO to a man with a duffel bag and nowhere to go. He moved into a modest rented room on the outskirts of the city. The silence was deafening. There were days he didn't eat, nights he didn't sleep. The weight of failure sat heavy on his chest. There were moments he stood on the edge of his balcony, wondering if there was any reason left to live. But one evening, as he wandered near a park, he saw an old man teaching street kids under a tree. Tattered clothes, no electricity, just a chalkboard and a lantern. Yet the children's eyes sparkled with joy. Arjun stood frozen. It was the first time in months he had seen genuine happiness. He returned the next day, then again, and again. He sat beside the old man, at first just watching. Slowly, he began helping. He taught basic math, then computer theory using sketches on paper. The children laughed at his jokes, asked innocent questions, and clung to every word he said. And then something strange happened. Arjun began to feel alive. He realized he hadn't lost everything. He had only lost what didn't matter. For the first time, he was not being chased by deadlines or haunted by numbers. He was building something again, not for profits, but for purpose. Months passed. He started a free evening school for underprivileged children. With the help of a few friends who still believed in him, he crowdfunded books, stationery, and second-hand laptops. His days were now filled with laughter, stories, and handwritten thank you notes. One day, a former investor who had once cut ties with him visited the school. Seeing the transformation in Arjun, not just in lifestyle but in spirit, he offered to sponsor a full-fledged learning center. "Why me?" Arjun asked. "Because you found the kind of success money can't buy," the investor replied. That night, Arjun sat under the stars, surrounded by children working on their homework. He smiled, not the smile he once faked for the cameras, but a genuine, peaceful one. He had lost everything the world valued: money, status, fame. But in return, he had found himself. Arjun Mehta, once known as a tech tycoon, was now known as the man who turned his fall into flight, who found meaning in the ruins, who discovered that sometimes losing everything is what saves you. Moral of the story is, sometimes life takes everything away not to punish you, but to wake you up. Rock bottom isn't the end. It's the solid foundation on which the strongest lives are rebuilt. What you lose doesn't define you. What you choose to become afterward does.